And here we are at another Reloading Room Confessions. We're here with my buddy Jay Wright. How's it going, Jay?
Excellent.
And Jay has invited us into his reloading room. And like every reloading room, they all have their own characteristics. They all have their own kind of ups and downs. And people want to love it, hate it, change it, whatever it is. And we're going to dive into Jay's and see what he loves, what he hates, what he wishes he could change. And talk to him a little bit about what he likes about shooting and stuff like that. So, Jay, first off, how long you been, actively in the shooting sports?
Oh gosh, since I'm about 12 years old, I'm about 50.
Yeah.
So roughly,
Yeah. Who's your
35
buddy?
years.
And who's your buddy there?
Oh, this is Duke. It's my dog.
Nice.
My best friend.
Nice. And currently, what is your favorite discipline to shoot?
Oh, geez, I want to get into F class, but I'm set up for PRS, but just plinking right now.
Yeah.
Learning how to reload properly is my main goal right now. I don't know what class you call it.
Yeah.
I guess kind of.
Well, unless you're shooting 308 or 223 with a bipod, you're going to be in open class.
Okay.
So that'll probably what you be. So let's look right here. He's got. So what do we got sitting out over here right now?
That right there's a 300 Win Mag. It's been
300 Win Mag
action, trued up with the Brooks barrel.
Nice.
Sitting in an MDT rifle chassis.
Okay. Oh, what do I see?
That's a 264 Win Mag with that Kelby Atlas carbon proof barrel.
So we've got a
EC tuner.
Kelby action.
Yeah.
And what do we see right there? One of my buddy Cortina tuner brakes, right? So carbon fiber barrel, really nice looking stuff. So definitely more tactical, but you're looking at doing more like F-class precision kind of shooting now, right?
Yes, those were more in the mountain, going to the mountain, shooting 500, 600, 700 yards, 1,000 yards, just prone, practice for PRS. But then I got part of the Tri-County Gun Club and met Jules and you, and F-class just sunk its teeth into me, and I want to get into it. So that's what I'm gearing towards. And
so what's your F-class gun gonna be? What do you got going?
284 Winchester. I got a deviant action being made. I'm trying to get stocks made, and I'm just in the process getting barrels made.
Nice.
So
now you got to start with the action though first.
Yes,
right?
yes.
All right, and so let's look at Jay's reloading room. There you go, guys. So, I say it all the time. You do not have to have, an entire man cave full of gear to get the job done. And how many calibers do you load with this setup here?
Well, I was reloading, let's see, about 5 different ones and pistol. But then I stopped hunting. So right now, just 300 and 264 Win Mag.
Okay. And but you were able to do it all with the setup like this, right?
Oh yeah,
okay.
I got bullets in here, primers over there. I got 300 bullets on this side, 264 on that side.
All right, so we got bullets here. We've got.
I got all my dies in there. I had a table set up for all.
Okay. We've got looks like a lab radar under there.
Well, I just threw that away because it failed me. Like I said, I go through something weird. It failed me. I'm starting everything over again. I love my Magneto. I got some powder in here. I got
little black gold.
Yeah, exactly. I got everything.
Yeah, you got the decapper in there.
Decapper.
And the beauty of this is it doesn't have to be fancy. We've got the what is this? The Frankfurt Arsenal, basically coax here, and you've probably got all your dice set up in the blocks, so it's easy to swap out. And my perennial favorite, the A&D 120. Oh, you just got it?
Yeah, I just got it yesterday, so I'm just tinkering with it today. So
nice.
I'm getting the V4. It'll be here. Well, the weight. It'll be like a quarter of a century, but it'll be worth it. So
there you go. So hopefully end of this year, beginning of next.
Yes.
With what your order date is. Okay. But in the meantime, you're just doing like a gross drop and trickling in.
Yeah. Just
playing with that. All right. You definitely found the accuracies better.
Oh, I can see the difference between that and the Hornet 8. I mean, I put down the Frankfurt Arsenal on them, but still, the difference is just night and day. I can see what they're talking about in the internet. It's like, wow.
There you go. And we've got, it looks like that's your powder right there. So we've got a little crude little teaspoon. We've got a nice little funnel. Looks like a Saturn maybe. And we just, good old arbor press and some arbor dyes. So I mean, getting the job done doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to take up a whole room. I've seen Jay shoot. He's a great shot. He comes out, has a lot of fun with us. It's been intermittent because you're still getting going, but the few times you've been out, you get the job done, and that's what's important. Out of your reloading, when you think about reloading, what is your sort of favorite part about reloading? Is there some step or series of steps that really you go, man, this is really the fun part of reloading for me?
I like the mental process when completing something, getting like the group size down what you want, the mental satisfaction of the knowledge of doing the complete aspect of it, the knowledge to reload a bullet to precision.
So like the load development side of it.
Yes.
Okay, so less about the mechanical and more about like the process of tuning it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your least favorite part of reloading?
Trimming. I can't stand trimming. It just drives me insane.
So I'm going to tell you where to spend your next $500.
Yes.
If you hate trimming, the tool that will change your life is the Gerode trimmer.
That is next on my list.
Okay. So you got the scale. That's the first thing. Next one's the Gerode trimmer.
Yes.
Yeah. It will absolutely change your life. It is... when I would say at least 2 out of the last couple that I've done, and if I talk to most of the guys that I shoot with, if I said, what is the one tool that you would never get rid of, it's the Gerode. Like, if they could swap out other stuff, fine, but when it comes to that, that's a no-brainer. So for you, with your toys, what is like the one tool, I mean, I'm going to guess it's your scale, but like, when you look at your tools, is there something where you go, man, I've either had it so long or I love it or it works exactly how I want, you couldn't trade it out for anything else?
That's funny. I just got rid of everything. Everything ticked me off. That's the start of everything. That A&D has come with the V4.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm getting a Gerard or the Henderson. I do like the Henderson.
The Henderson's
trimmer.
pretty cool too.
So,
biggest difference is trimming shoulder off the shoulder for the Gerode or overall length with the Henderson. So, but I know people that have the Henderson and absolutely love it too. I would love to play with one. I just never bought. I never bought one. So if you get one, I get to play with it.
Yeah. Other than that, I do love that arbor press, but I see that amp press is just out of my price range. So really, right now, I have a wish list that's out of my reach.
Yeah. So I have to ask, because I keep seeing it. What's up with the hot sauce?
Oh, sorry. I pig out while I reload, and I'm addicted to hot sauce. Like that. There's ghost pepper sauce. And
I didn't even see it. We got some ghost pepper sauce over here.
Yeah.
So this is a spicy reloading room.
Yeah.
Very cool. You've only been with our group for a little while, but whether with our group or maybe learning to reload with your parent or friends or other things like that, what's sort of when you go to reload, what is sort of the best advice that you always think about or that has sort of had the most lasting impact on you?
Oh gosh, definitely safety. Like I was talking to you earlier, when I first started reloading, I'd mix powders and almost blew my head off, and that is it's just. When I reload, I always try to make sure I'm not tired, not spacey, and it's well lit. And I did have 2 chargers, so I did have 2 different powders. So I made sure I had one powder here sitting on top of the can, the other top to that, so I didn't mix them. Overload or underload them. So this.
So that one, how long ago was that you mixed up some pistol and rifle powder?
It was like 30 years ago.
It taught you a lesson, huh?
Oh yeah, it's just like, that's why I first started reloading the RCBS, and wow, it stuck in my head. I mean, pulling that bolt completely out of my rifle just scared the heck out of me, So. And
so tell my viewers, because it's an interesting story, but and especially because of how it ended up. But what exactly happened?
Well, I just got my RCBS reloader. I just gotten a police sniper rifle, like you were talking about, the Remington Police, what they call it, sharpshooter, 700. But I was impressed. That's when I first started learning precision, which got me addicted to reloading. And I was like, I started reloading, and I was reloading pistol, this and that, and I had a little bit of pistol powder left in the container. And I was like, who cares? So I put some 80, what was it, 83, 41, or 84, I forget, or 40, 60, 41. It doesn't matter what's powder, but rifle powder on top of the pistol powder.
Yeah.
And I dumped it in there. So I went in the mountains. As soon as I pulled that trigger, my ears rang, the smoke in my face. Like, what happened? I went to pull up my bolt and it wouldn't come up, so I got a pry bar out, pulled the bolt completely out my rifle, went to the gun shop, told them what happened. They're like, you're lucky to be alive. And being a young, dumb idiot, I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you don't mix those powders. They're different pressures. And I was like, oh. I sent it to Remington, told them exactly what happened, and they fixed it for free. Sent me back and gave me a list of safety procedures. So,
well, you know how much I hate cutting videos, but I'm an idiot and I forgot to change the battery before I started this. So we were discussing things that you've done to help other shooters, and you were talking about components and just what kind of in what were you talking about?
Well, when I started, I was shooting. I didn't have the concept of match bullets and the difference between that and just cheap Plinker rounds and starting there. And I thought I would achieve what I wanted with SSTs, core lock bullets. And when I made the difference, started going to match bullets and using different powders and actually learning how to tune a bullet with different loads and different seating depths, able to tell people that, which was something, because when I started, we didn't have YouTube. It's either you knew it or you didn't. You're either part of your community or you weren't. And, I was up there plinking like, man, I'm pretty good, man. I can hit this at 700 yards, and I learned, the guys can hit, my size, down to that side. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So,
and you were telling me you started out. Now, when you were hunting with your dad, did you do reloading, or were you guys you guys reloaded hunting rounds? So that's cool. That was probably a good time, bonding time with your dad and stuff.
He didn't do it. I did it.
Oh, okay.
He comes from the Depression era. He doesn't believe in shooting. I tell him, let's go shoot. He'd shoot 3 bolts. That's enough. We don't need to waste money. It's like, Dad, it's not the 1920s. We can afford to shoot rounds. And he's God bless his soul. But
I've known people like that. I've actually helped a guy who only shot 6 rounds a week.
Yeah.
And that was his thing. He would shoot 6 rounds, and then he'd go home and he'd clean, and he'd go out the next week, and that was his regimen. He wasn't like a big target shooter or anything, but that was his enjoyment, and he made those 6 rounds count. So I totally get it. There's definitely that out there. So we talked about the Giraud. Other than the Giraud trimmer, what sort of next steps when it comes to your reloading are you looking at stepping up over the next year or two?
The perfect annealer. I'm gonna get one of those, because you see over there, I got the little torch, and
this is your current current annealer down here in the corner.
Yes. Well, I got a drill in there too with a little socket, and I was watching Eric Cortina's video about who was it? But anyway, he said basically, you're pretty much wasting your time unless you have the perfect annealer. It's like, when I first started shooting, reloading, it's like, I didn't anneal, obviously, and I was having, so I tried it, not annealing. Well, I haven't tried it yet, so I didn't anneal that brass. So I'm going to start. I'm going to see how it works without that.
Are you using the Templac to figure out the temperature?
I just time it, so it's about 3 seconds.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I am not the world's best annealer, and that's not the way to go about it. So
yeah. Powders, in a perfect world, if we were not in the crunch today, what powders do you like using typically?
Well, like I said, I started out using 4831, or I can't even get my powders straight.
Yeah.
The orange can,
Yeah.
But I would like to use H4350.
Yeah.
H1000.
That's good stuff too. Yeah.
So I've heard good stuff.
The Hodgdon powders.
Yeah, and the Vittori, but I grew up reloading IMR. I didn't know there was a difference in powders. I didn't know temperature difference. I didn't know what the difference between muzzle velocities were. I thought, big deal. One's going faster than the other.
Yeah.
I slowly got through this thick skull. Like, there's a method to learn how to reload. So I'm becoming aware. So.
And then we were talking earlier. You had just gotten a hold of some IMR 4955, which is one of their Enduron powders.
Yes.
And the nice thing about that is it doesn't necessarily have the stigma of other IMR powders, because the Endurons are very much like the Extreme series for Hodgdon. where they're very temperature stable and a little cleaner and stuff like that. So
I can get my my SDs and my ESs down to in the 7s, So
nice.
In strings of 5, I shoot strings of 25. It gets up to 30, 40 ES. But
yeah, for sure. How about your biggest accomplishments so far? Like as you've kind of gone through different disciplines, stuff like that. Is there sort of an achievement where you've said, man, I was trying for a long time and I got there. I did it. Whether it was a hunting goal, a shooting goal.
Like that. 1,000 yards. Like I say, I come from the mountains, shooting the mountains, and I shoot 1,000 yards. When I first started shooting 1,000, a good day for me was hitting like the size of the window. And it got down to where I can hit my dogs
like a dinner plate size.
15 out of 25 times. Which I thought was great. Like, then I come down here and learn drills, and you guys are just killing 1,000. I'm like, my jaw's on the floor. It's like walking away, dragging my tail. Like, I got to be able to do that. I want to get into F class.
And so is that? I'm going to assume that might be like your next goal.
Yes.
And so when you think about F class, is there a particular goal you have in mind? Whether it's to shoot a particular score or
just enter it without embarrassing myself off the range. I don't have any expectations because
So people always say that. I'm always fascinated because I admittedly I fall in that category too, where I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yes.
I think it's a funny thing that shooters feel embarrassment, and I think obviously shooting tends to attract a lot of A-type personalities, and there's a lot of competition that's involved, and a little machismo or whatever. And I think if everybody, and I need to do this too, but I think if everybody could let go of the worry about embarrassing themselves, I think we would all enjoy shooting just a little bit more. Because I do
shoot better.
Yeah, and probably shoot better. Like I do the same thing, and maybe you've been there too, where I go to a match or even a Tuesday night, and I think everything's good, and then it just falls apart, and the guys are, hey, how'd you shoot? And, and it's hard not to feel embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
But, I hope you've been around our group long enough that whenever you try F class, that there's no reason to be embarrassed. There's, you could come out and miss the target 20 times and there's no reason to be embarrassed. We're going to help you. We're going to help diagnose what's wrong. And I think that's one of the things that really makes our group special. But I have no doubt you're going to come out and kill it on your first try. So
the people I've met are nothing but help. They're great people, Jules and CJ and you. They've been nothing but help. And,
I appreciate that.
And I've asked Jules a lot of questions about. He taught me into 284 Winchester. He talked to him about stocks, barrels, the whole 9 yards. So basically got me thinking towards it. So.
Very cool.
I just got to get my wallet thinking towards it because that's just.
What's your goal on that gun? Sometime next year?
Yes, yes. I'm waiting on my Deviant action really to start it. So
nice. Did you get that straight from Deviant?
Yes.
Or Defiance?
Yes.
Very
Defiance.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, any parting words for us? Any words of wisdom from you or?
No. It's just it's cool. I mean, how do I put this? I watched on your video with Eric. It's like you got that. How do you put it? Kind of celebrity status. I mean, it's. I watched your videos and it was like when you put on the you put up a thing last year like, well, we got hit with an ice storm. Things are bad. I'm like, what? Like, I look up. Wait a minute. I typed in there. Oh, you're in the same town as me, John. And when I joined here, they're like, oh yeah, F Class John. Oh, cool. I can meet F Class John. So
yeah.
I mean, it's. Look up people like you. It's like, hopefully can learn something from you and, be around me enough to learn. Because
I think that was, if I remember right, when you came out to our 600 the first time, we hadn't met yet.
Yeah.
And I was talking with somebody, like from the other side of the range, I hear, is that F Class John?
Yes, that was me. It's like, did you look over like, sorry, I didn't.
It's okay. Hey, look, it's a little flattering. I'm not going to lie, but it's funny because I get that at our general purpose range or something like that, and I don't show my face a lot, and so people know my voice, and they'll hear me talking to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, are you F Class John?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm F Class John." I got a question for you.
The only reason I knew was because Eric Cortina said, "If you're all wondering in that one video what F Class John looks like, here's what he looks like." So It's the only reason I do.
No, that's very cool. Well, hey Jay, I appreciate you opening up your house.
Sure.
It's really great, and I can't emphasize enough that you talk about people being embarrassed. There's people like, hey, I don't want to show off my reloading room because it's not as cool as somebody's. I think you're a really great example. You don't care. You improve the things that you can. You work with the tools you have, and I think that's what makes a good reloader. A good reloader isn't somebody that has $1 million and can just buy all the right tools. You understand why you're improving your tools. You need a better scale. Great. What do I need to improve? You need to improve your trimming. Okay, great. And I think that shows a maturity in your reloading that doesn't have to be surrounded by every single piece of equipment or an entire room dedicated to it. So I really appreciate you letting me in, letting my viewers in, and seeing that this is just another normal reloading room. And, this gets the job done. So for all my people out there, I hope you guys are having a good one. We'll talk soon. Jay, thanks again.
Take it easy.